Hi everyone, I am Core with minisgallery.com. This will be a quick look at the 8 pre-painted miniatures included in the D&D Classic Collection Monsters K2N set, which should be releasing soon in the latter half of February 2024. This unique format of pre-painted miniatures features minis sculpted from artwork depicted in the first edition D&D Monster Manual. The minis are then presented in this alphabetically serialized packaging, which represents the Monster Manual and has a cover which opens to display the minis and a table of contents. First up is the Kobold. Despite the small size of the mini, the sculpt really well depicts the kobold from the original artwork, especially in the facial features. Next up is the Lich. The sculpt is okay, but in my opinion, the paint application could have greatly benefited from either painting the Lich's cloak a different color from his robe, or adding a highlight color to the raised ridges of the clothing. This lizard folk sculpt is posed nearly identical to the original artwork. However, the facial features have been altered a bit, which I think was a good improvement. It received a pretty good paint application, including the blending of the lighter color on its chest and tail, and the detailing on the shield. The Mind Flayer sculpt really well captures the classic look of these creatures, and was given a good paint job. The ivory colored trim work was done with really good precision on my mini, and the highlighting with a pinkish color on the Mind Flayer's face really gives it a nice overall appearance. I really like this Minotaur sculpt, and I am kind of surprised that in the 10 years that WizKids has been making D&D pre-painted minis, that this is only the second large-sized Minotaur that they have made. I really think that this mini could have benefited from several more paint steps being applied, especially with some differing hues used for its face versus the rest of its body. I do appreciate that they added some blood smears on the handle and the blade of the axe, but I would have preferred perhaps painting the hooves black and maybe painting the more furrier areas a darker color, like they were originally depicted in the rendered artwork. The Merfolk Merman is a good sculpt, with the scales on his tail being well defined and wielding a nice looking trident. The paint application included the use of a glossy metallic like paint to give a nice sheen to the blue scales. The original artwork for the mummy depicts the creature emerging from a coffin, and this was also captured in the sculpt. While I do think that the sculpt looks great, I think for in-game use it really didn't need the coffin. I guess the alternative would have been to make a humanoid wrapped in bandages and painted in one color, which might have appeared a little lackluster, so I sort of do understand why they tried to do something different with it. The Naga is another classic D&D creature which WizKids has only made once before in the D&D line of pre-painted minis, or twice before if you count the Guardian Naga from the Trials of Tempest board game. This sculpt accurately depicts the Naga from the original artwork. This mini had some facial details stamped on, which I generally appreciate. However, I think the eyelashes could have been a little bit shorter. And that's it. Thank you for watching. These miniatures will be available at your local gaming stores and can also be purchased from WizKids online stores at shop.wizkids.com and at dndmini.com. I also wish to thank WizKids for providing me with this product to preview. Please like this video if you found it helpful, and please subscribe to see more of my quick reviews.